This is everything I brought with me while traveling the world for 5 weeks. I recently took a trip with my brother to Iceland, Greenland, Denmark, Germany, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, and France. We were there primarily to get photos and video footage, and this is all the camera gear I brought that helped me do that. Starting off with the bag I brought the Brevity Roamer 2 as my camera bag, which is a great day-to-day camera backpack, but for this specific trip, it was a little small. The bag is split into 2 main compartments, with most of the camera gear being stored in the bottom half of the bag, and the drone and other miscellaneous items were stored in the top portion. I brought one camera with me on this trip, which is the camera I'm recording on right now, and it's the Fuji X-S10. This is a small, light, and extremely capable camera that I've had for over a year now, and shooting with this camera is so much fun. The primary lens I was using was a 23 f2 lens from Fujifilm. I also brought with me a 60mm f2.4 macro lens for some more close-up shots. This camera paired with the 23mm lens is such a great combination because both the camera and the lens are very small, so I could just throw the camera in my jacket pocket and go on hikes and not even bring a bag with me, and still get some amazing photos and videos. And then I'd have the 60mm lens in my other pocket, and I'd be able to swap out lenses and get great footage without worrying about bringing a heavy bag with me. Most of what I filmed was just B-roll, so I didn't really need to be using a microphone all too much. There were occasional times though when I was filming clips for my brother's YouTube channel or filming vlogs on the trip where I would need a mic. For that, I brought the Rode Video Micro. I've had this mic for close to 5 years now, and it's amazing. It's really small, just goes right on top of your camera. The mic is also powered by the internal batteries on the camera, so you don't need to charge the device separately, which is really nice and gives you one less thing to worry about. I also brought the Rode Video Mic Go and the Rode Lav, I believe is what it's called. And I didn't actually end up using these mics at all on the trip, but they're really small and so they don't take up too much space in the bag. And then talking about camera accessories, I brought 7 SD cards and 6 or 7 extra batteries. Another extremely important accessory I brought with me to make sure I got the best footage possible was a variable ND filter for my 23mm lens. This screws onto the front of your camera and just darkens your image. I shoot at 24 FPS. My shutter speed always stays at 1/48 of a second, which means I can get motion blur in my image and not have jittery motion in the footage. And for aerial footage, I brought the DJI Mini 2 SE, which is one of the cheapest drones available from DJI right now. The footage from it is decent. It's about what you'd expect for the price of the drone, but it's not anything amazing. Comparing it to the only other drone I've flown, the original DJI Mavic Pro, this drone is so much more fun. It's half the size of the original Mavic Pro and it's just as capable. The drone is also super small that you can just throw it in a camera bag and don't really have to worry about bringing an extra bag specifically for the drone. You may have also noticed that I didn't bring a tripod at all on this trip. I have 2 Amazon Basics tripods, which are pretty great tools to have, and I also have 1 GorillaPod. But the Amazon Basics tripods were too big that I didn't want to have to worry about bringing them on the trip and them taking up extra space. And the GorillaPod, this tripod is also so old that the legs don't even hold it up anymore, and it just falls over after like 10 seconds of the camera being on it. Honestly, after going on that whole trip without a tripod, I have to say I didn't really need one at all. There were never times when I was filming a proper YouTube video like I am now and needed the camera to be stable. Most of the shots I needed I could get handheld. And if I ever needed a static shot, there were 2 things I would do. I'd just find a flat surface and set my camera down on it, whether that be a bench, a picnic table, or just a rock on the ground. And then to make sure I could get the right height with the lens tilted up at the right angle, I'd just get my phone or my keys and set it under the front of my lens to prop the camera up and make sure I got the framing right. There were a few times when I was shooting waterfalls and wanted to get a slow shutter speed effect, which is hard to do handheld. In this case, what I do is find a fence or use my knee or something and just set part of the camera on that object. Then I take a photo, and because the camera I'm using has built-in stabilization, most of the time I got a crystal clear image, no tripod needed. So that's everything for camera gear, and now I want to talk about what I brought in terms of computers. So the main computer I use is the Alienware M15R3. So this is a gaming laptop which falls into a weird category of computers because they're not quite as powerful as PCs, but they're also way less portable than like a MacBook, for example. So 90% of the year it's just set up at my desk, and it works similar to a desktop computer. And then when I do need to travel, I can simply fold it up, throw it in my backpack. I don't have to worry about bringing like a PC anywhere and having like an extra keyboard and mouse come with me and stuff like that. But it is extremely heavy. The battery life is absolutely terrible. It only lasts about an hour. The charger is huge. The laptop weighs a ton. It's too big to even fit in the laptop sleeve of my backpack, so I just kind of have to stuff it in. But it was nice to have on the trip because I could transfer footage to my hard drive, and I could also edit photos and videos on the go, which was nice. And then for laptop accessories, I brought a 2 terabyte external hard drive. I brought a mouse, the laptop charger obviously, and the Sony XM4 noise canceling headphones. And then for batteries and chargers, I had 6 or 7 extra camera batteries, 1 extra drone battery, and then a portable charger just in case. I also brought a travel adapter with me that has an outlet, a USB-A port, and a USB Type-C port. This let me charge my drone, my laptop, and my phone all at the same time. That was a really great tool to have because sometimes we were on trains, planes, or in hostels that only had a single outlet in one spot. The nice thing about all the devices I brought with me, minus the laptop, is they could all charge through USB, which meant we could charge almost all our devices through the car's USB port. And we didn't have to stop anywhere to charge. We weren't worried about anything dying. We could get all the footage we needed. It was just really nice. So that's everything I brought with me on a 5-week trip exploring the world. This trip was also made possible by my brother, Carter. Go check out his channel, which will be linked below. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more videos like this.